Hi guys, welcome to the roundup. Highlights in this show: there was a third division team who was rock bottom of the log and now clawed their way out of the drop zone. Andrew?
Yeah, an ABC team that has won 3 games in a row that's put them into title contention.
We'll see you after this. Yes, welcome back to this week's show, weekly roundup with the fourth moment. My name is Shamiel and with me is, as usual, is Coach Andrew Pequeno. Andrew, how was the weekend for you?
That was very nice. Attended a couple of games. We had a bye this weekend, so I could go and watch some games.
Yeah.
There were some interesting games over the weekend, some interesting results, which we'll get to in the third division and the ABC.
Definitely.
But all in all, there was a lot of football played as usual.
Yeah, and to my surprise, I went around to Hickory Road on Sunday, and guess who was there watching the game, feeding his face? But okay, it was good. It was nice seeing you at the match there.
Yeah. I didn't have a cooler box. I just fed my face. That was a good game. Silver Spurs and Vasco was a nice game.
Yeah, it was good. We'll get to that game later. Right, we're going to jump straight into it. ABC Motsepe A. So a lot of things happening at the moment in both streams. Some exciting stuff happening. Let's look at the results of this past weekend. City Kings and Zizwe. We were wondering about City Kings if they could do another one over Zizwe, but Zizwe seems to be back in it.
Yeah, I think that's the highlight, or one of our highlights of the weekend was Zizwe, winning 3 games in a row. They're now second on the log. I watched that game on Facebook Live. It's very tight contest. Zizwe scored a goal. City Kings equalized. The Linesman put his flag up. I don't know, the angle of the camera that I was watching maybe indicate to me that the player was onside, but that's football. Yeah. And listen, Zizwe, 3-1 results, 3-1 wins in a row. Yeah. Put them right back in contention.
And that says a lot of the character of that team. I mean, they were sort of not down and out, but the results weren't going their way.
Yeah.
And now they at one part of the weekend they were top of the log.
Yeah, listen, they were effectively one loss away from being out of contention the way Hout Bay were going.
Yeah.
Hout Bay have obviously lost 2 of the last 3 games, so it's brought everybody back into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, Zizwe are a championship winning team. They've won the league for many years.
Times, yeah.
They've been to the playoffs 3 or 4 times over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the crux, you will see now the last 4 or 5 games of the season, those championship winning teams come to the fore, which you also see is happening in Stream B.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say big ups there to Zizwe and the guys, Coach Dulvie. They're doing a great job there, and well done to them. And then looking some other results, the Grassy Park United 1-0 over Ikapa. That was a match we couldn't really call because both teams not really having the results go their way. Yeah. But a good away win for GP.
Yeah, GP, they've been up and down, so you don't know which GP is going to get a result. The previous week they lost at home 1-0 to City Kings.
Yeah.
But coming out there, getting a good away result, win at Ikapa is not easy. Ikapa was a team that was top of the stream 4 or 5 games ago.
Yeah.
And now they've dropped way down and almost out of contention if they get one more loss.
One more loss, yeah.
So, great result for GP.
And talking about Hout Bay, they turn it around now with a 3-1 win against Sundowns, and Pequeno Sundowns.
Yeah, big result for Hout Bay. They needed the 3 points, 2 losses in a row. They now beat Pequeno. Pequeno is in deep trouble. Sorry. They have 14 points.
Yeah.
They need to get to 14 points to overall. Cape Town Spurs are on 3. So, they're basically 11 points because of the goal difference behind Cape Town Spurs.
And not much games left, eh?
There's only 5 games left for them. It's trouble. If they lose one more, they're in deep trouble.
Yeah. Then the other match there, which was a tight one, Santos and Martis, and judging by the scoreline, it was 4 goals scored, shared amongst the 2 teams, 2-2.
Yeah, listen, good result for Martis away from home. It's never easy going to Santos to get a result.
I wonder if the wind was blowing.
No, listen, Saturday was actually quite a nice day. The wind wasn't that strong. Okay. I was at Vasco for the other game we'll discuss later.
Yeah.
But no, Santos, I'll look at it as 2 points drop for Santos and a point gain for Martis.
Yeah. Then looking at some of the match coming up this weekend, we've got Zizwe. We've just spoken about Zizwe facing Ikapa Sporting. That should be a win for Zizwe. They're not preempting, but I mean, if they continue their run that they're on, and with Ikapa's late form, you should have Zizwe as your favorite to win.
Yeah, and I mean, sure, at the end of the day, Shamiel, Zizwe get another 1-0 wouldn't surprise me. But listen, Ikapa need the points more than a couple of weeks ago. They need the 3 points, so it could be tight. And then it's Nyanga. Both teams play out in Nyanga, so it could be an interesting game.
And then this is a Cape District derby taking place against Grassy Park and Santos. So with Grassy Park being so inconsistent, match being played at William Herbert, their home ground. Santos will know the field also. I'm sure many of the players have played there. So we'll see. It's going to be actually the experience of Coach Roger against the inexperience of Coach Curtis Daniels.
Yeah, listen, Coach Kirtley has done an excellent job at GP since he's come in. Coach Shakes, previous coach, he was very experienced. He knew the players very well. Kirtley had to come in basically January, build the team up again.
Yeah.
But listen, great. It's going to be tight. It's a derby. It's a derby. But Santos need 3 points more.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking at Marties and Cape Town Spurs, again, the Crowe brothers facing each other.
Yeah, the Crowe derby. Yeah. Listen, Marties at home, tough.
Yeah.
Cape Town Spurs have been on a run. They picked up some points. They had a bye last weekend, just after they win the previous weekend against Santos. So I think, don't be surprised. I remember the first round, Cape Town Spurs winning at 2-1, I think it was.
Spurs won. Yeah.
So this could be very interesting.
Yeah. And then Pequeno Sundowns and City Kings. That's taking place in Pequeno Stadium.
Yeah, it's last chance saloon, eh?
Yeah.
If Pequeno win that one, well, they have to win that one. If City Kings win that one, then basically Pequeno are almost relegated.
Face for relegation, yeah. Okay, and then, that is Stream A done and dusted. If we go look at the log quickly. So top of the log there, Stream A, we've got Hout Bay, top of the log. 13 matches played. And then 1 point behind Zizwe. Who would have thought we would say that today?
Yeah, and Zizwe have a game in hand.
Yeah.
And they're 1 point behind with a game in hand. So listen.
Yeah.
Big ups to Zizwe, as we say, championship team coming up.
Yeah. And then Santos now in third spot, losing a bit of traction there, 3 points off the pace. Also with a game in hand, though.
Yeah.
And then Grossie Park in the top 5 this week with 20 points, 13 matches played. And finishing the top 5 is Marties there on 19 points. So, we can see the match between Santos and Grossie Park, third versus fourth. Anyone that wins there is basically going to overtake the other one. Well, if Grossie Park wins.
Yeah, and I mean, and Ikapa in seventh with a game in hand, they would effectively have 20 points, 4 points behind Hout Bay. If they don't beat Zizwe this week, if Zizwe beat them, then basically we can basically rule out Ikapa from winning that stream.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at Stream B, some results there. We've got, let's start off with Royal Blues away at Rustin, at home at Rustin in Beaufort on Saturday, winning Battalions winning 1-0, sorry. Battalions going to Rustin and getting a 1-0 result. That's a tough job to do, eh?
Yeah, good result for Battalions. I will tell you, we know that the last home game Royal Blues had, they beat FN Rangers 2-1. Yeah. So for any team going to Beaufort, it's very tough. It's a good result for Battalions. Yeah. FN Rangers, talking about them, 3-0 win over Wanderers. I don't think that is sort of a surprise there. Yeah, listen, FN, I think it was 4-0. FN, they were 3-0 up at halftime, in control. They only scored 1 goal in the second half. The stream could go down to goal difference.
Yeah.
Shamiel, goal difference is important. Wanderers in deep, deep trouble. This weekend, we'll get to the games later. It's basically a cup final for them.
Yeah, and then talking about goal difference, Coach Ashraf there, moving along. Young Bafana 7-1 over Ukanya.
Listen, Coach
didn't expect that result.
Coach Ashraf's done an excellent job. Listen, I thought Ukanya would make it close. I still thought Young Bafana would win, being at home. But 7-1, I never expected.
Yeah.
But we're at that stage of the season where teams like Ukanya could be 1 or 2 points away from safety, and their eyes now, players leaving, going to LFA teams. All these kind of things are playing in the background that we don't know. Yeah. But listen, very good result. They did the job.
And then I think this is the match you were at, Claywood versus Ubuntu.
Yeah.
2-0 win for Claywood. That's a good win against Ubuntu. Ubuntu's not a bad side at all.
That was a good win for Claywood. The first 20 minutes, I thought Ubuntu dominated. They had a couple of chances that they should have or could have scored.
Yeah.
And then Claywood just came back into it. They scored 2 goals just before halftime to go 2-0 up.
Okay.
And they just, they managed the game very well. Second half, I thought Coach Dylan Dean and his coaching staff set the boys up very well. So Ubuntu couldn't break them down. I think the Claywood goalkeeper, Lethan, pulled off a save early in the second half. Excellent one-handed save coming out, make himself big. And if that went in, it could have changed.
Yeah. Okay.
But listen, I never saw Claywood being in trouble from then on.
Okay, cool. Then, so that's the matches that was played over the weekend. Then looking at the fixtures, some nice ones as usual in the stream. Ukanya at home against FN Rangers.
Sure.
I think FN to win there. It's going to be tough. Ukanya is not a bad side, like we said. But let's see what happens there at that match.
Yeah, Ukanya is a different animal at Roykans. It's tough to beat them at Roykans. And the ABC is tough to go away and get a result.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think FN Rangers, there's momentum. We'll get to the log. We'll discuss that. Also, championship winning team from last year won their stream. They're now showing their quality. They're building momentum.
Yeah.
I think FN will edge it.
Okay. Then Wanderers and Royal Blues.
That's the cup final.
Yeah, that Wanderers have to win that match.
If Wanderers lose, basically, I would say that they were in relegation. They're basically going to get relegated.
Yeah.
They're 3 points behind Royal Blues. If Royal Blues win, they're 6 points clear, and they're both going to have 3 games left.
Yeah. Then it's sort of done and dusted.
Then it's done and dusted. But Wanderers have to win. And I think being the home team, Royal Blues got to travel. I know sometimes Royal Blues come with a lesser. Can I put a lesser numbered squad? They normally come with 14 or 15 players in a away game. Don't be surprised they come with 20 this weekend, because they know if they win, they're safe.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously, because only one team get relegated in this two-stream league. Then Battalions at home to Anova Park.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
I think your last result there was, I think you guys won them.
We beat them 4-0 at home, yeah.
But now
that's at home.
Now you're traveling away.
Yeah.
And you now have Coach Mike to deal with.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a different...
Yeah, different kettle of fish. Grass field again. We train on AstroTurf, going to grass. I mean, most of our guys play on grass fields their whole life, so it's not an issue for us. But listen, Battalions, it's different environment. Paul, the weather, you don't know what the weather's going to be like. You don't know what is going to happen, around the game. And Coach Mike always will set his team up to be tough to beat. You can see their last 3 results. Unfortunately, lost 1-0 away to Young Bafana, which you can see other teams getting hammered by Young Bafana. That's a good result.
Yeah.
They drew 0-0 at home to FN Rangers. They've now beaten Royal Blues away in Beaufort 1-0. So Battalions are not an easy team. We are not underestimating them at all.
Okay.
We're looking at it as a very, very tough game.
Tough game, yeah. Cool. And in the last match, this is going to be an exciting one. Ubuntu against Young Bafana. We know Young Bafana is a good team at the moment under Coach Ashraf.
Yeah.
But Ubuntu also at home can be dangerous. Yes, the sort of inconsistency because of the youth.
Yeah.
But also that youth also brings the element of unpredictability.
Yeah.
And fast-paced action going forward.
Yeah.
Love watching Ubuntu. But that's going to be a tight game to call.
Sure, Ubuntu, Young Bafana, first versus second, or first versus third. I think Ubuntu are third after they lost last week. Young Bafana are top. If Young Bafana win, they're going to be tough to catch.
Yeah.
Even though they've got their last 2 games are FN Rangers away and Clearwood at home, they're still going to be tough to catch. They've got a 4-point gap over FN Rangers with a game in hand. FN got a game in hand.
Yeah.
Ubuntu basically last chance saloon.
Yeah.
They have to win.
Yeah.
If Ubuntu do not win, I would say that they are out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that game is going to be, if somebody wants to go out and pick a game this weekend, I know it's Ocean View, take a day trip. It's Ubuntu at home is very, very tough.
Yeah. And I think it might be a case where Coach Ashraf might be looking at the match and saying, if I get a win here, I'm facing FN, a draw against FN isn't good enough.
Yeah, pretty much.
This match you'll want to win, definitely.
Listen, they get to 31 points. Mathematically, FN is their only challengers.
Yeah.
And that's where we sit at the moment.
Yeah.
Clearwood basically will decide first in the stream, because they've got Young Bafana and they've got FN still left to play.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough. I don't want to call that game. I think it's whoever wins. It might even be a draw. Yeah. Listen, if I'm Young Bafana, at the end of the day, a point is not a bad result.
Bad result, okay.
For Ubuntu, a point is not good enough.
Okay. Right, then looking at the log there, we're going on about Young Bafana and Ubuntu, but this is why Young Bafana top of the log with 28 points, played 13 matches. FN Rangers in second spot, 4 points behind on 24, but with a game in hand, only have played 12 games so far. And then Ubuntu is on 23 points with 12 matches played also. In the top 5 there, and Anova Park at 4th. You guys are still in it, 21 points, played 12 games.
It's going to be tough. We have to rely on other results. We're 7 points behind.
Yeah.
We're going to rely on other results.
Not a bad show for your first season in the ABC. Then finishing the top 5 there, Clearwood with 18 points. A bit of the pace there, but like Coach Andrew said, it can still influence the league.
Yeah, and Clearwood have a game in hand. I think the game in hand is Royal Blues at home. If they win that, then they're on the same number of points as us, still in it, and they've still got to play FN Rangers, Young Bafana.
Yeah.
So
if they win all of them,
there's a chance.
Yeah. Okay. Right, and then that's sort of the ABC Motsepe B. Right, so we're moving along, 3rd division, as usual. I don't think we're going to go through all the results.
Yeah, there weren't that many games played this weekend, so it's pretty exciting.
It feels like it was a lot.
Yeah, always does.
Okay, so there was matches played. So Friday was the 17th, so these are Friday night results. Greenwood, that green machine is rolling on, 3-1 win over Goal 50 there.
Good result.
So that's still going on. Junction, as we expected, 3-1 winners over Woodlands. As we said, Woodlands are in deep trouble playing the games there in Rocklands at the moment. And then Premier and Silver Spurs, that was the match that I wanted to watch there. Premier coming out 2-0 winners against Silver Spurs. And then just talking about Silver Spurs, they had a good match on Sunday also. We watched that match against Vasco.
Yeah.
I think, so I haven't seen Vasco play this season. That was my first time I've watched them play, but it seems like a team that wasn't really out of the blocks. They didn't really arrive. I mean, Silver Spurs did well, nothing away from Silver Spurs.
Silver Spurs did
They
well.
found their spaces very well. Second goal was a brilliant goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good match.
I thought Silver Spurs came out the blocks very quickly. Got an early goal. Vasco just took time to adapt. And by the time Vasco had scored early in the second half, they had a chance to make it 1-1. Could have been different. But Silver Spurs, the experienced team in this league.
Yeah.
And I think that experience pulled them through.
And I think on the Vasco side, for me, is just one more thing I want to mention is that there wasn't sort of a balance, within the side. Like I say, first time I watched them, but anyway, that's just my opinion. Then looking at the other results there, Vasco winning 2-1 against Matroosfontein. That was obviously the Saturday.
Yeah.
Then the team so far, team that we're talking about all the time, Ocean View. And we said this was going to be a tough one to call. And Vrachtiva, a 2-1 win over Trinitarians. Trinitarians, one of the contenders for the league early in the season. They've lost 2-1 against Ocean View, who was bottom of the log, and now really played their way out of the relegation zone.
And Shamiel, that's 5 wins in a row, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
For Ocean View, which is brilliant. In this league, to go on a run like that, especially when you were bottom of the league.
A lot of pressure.
Great results for Ocean View. And, at this point in time, they just got to keep the momentum. I think they've got Saxon Rovers this weekend. Yeah. Both teams are looking for points.
Yeah.
They just got to keep going.
And I say this, I'm picking a vibe up there from Ocean View. Any team they come up against, it doesn't matter who you are, they are out to win you. Yeah, I think that's fantastic. That's great for the league.
Yeah.
And then a 1-1 draw between Saxon and City. I thought City would actually get a result there, but that's a good draw.
It's a good point. Good point for Saxon Rovers at home. At home they got to try and pick up points to stay in the league. Yeah. Cape Town City had been on a run. Yeah. Very good result.
And then good away result also for Milano, Cape Town United.
Yeah.
Milano, they are also slowly in trouble. But this result, getting a point away at Jomos, that at least is it's still in their own hands. They can do something about it. Yeah.
Correct. Good point.
Good point for them. Then, like we spoke earlier about Silver Spurs and Vasco. Just have a look at some of the other results here. Obviously, this weekend, a lot of double headers taking place. A couple of the last results, Invincible. 2-3 losing against FC Outbay. That's sort of tight. I thought FC Outbay would get a better result.
No, listen, away from home still. Outbay train on turf. Got to go to grass.
Keep forgetting about
that. We always got to look at that. Good result. Yeah. Good result.
And then the last one, the 8 goals scored between Saxon and Jomos, sharing the spoils there.
Yeah, that game started just before half-time. Remember, there was floodlight failure at 2-2.
Oh yeah, this was a continuation.
So basically, the second half was 2-2 as well. So they got 4-4. Good. Another good point for Saxons.
Yeah. Then looking at the fixtures coming up, okay. Andrew, you pick out the couple here because there's too many.
Yeah, there were a lot of fixtures. I think Trinitarians, Junction Rovers, Saturday, 3 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
We're looking at second versus third.
Yeah.
None of them can afford to drop any points away, Greenwood or going. So, that's a very good game to watch on Saturday.
Oh, check it, this match here, talking about Milano versus Invincible Crave, will be 1 p.m. at Rocklands now. Milano playing their home games at Rocklands. So obviously they got the 1 o'clock kickoff, and I think Woodlands have got
the 3 o'clock. It's a double header at Rocklands this weekend. So if you're out there in Mitchell's Plain, good games to go watch.
Yeah.
And Woodlands, deep trouble playing Jamestown. Jamestown's results have been a bit iffy.
Yeah.
They've been up and down. So Woodlands need the 3 points this weekend.
Yeah.
And then also we got to remember some teams are playing double headers this weekend. So a team like Ocean View, they got Saxons away on Saturday. That's a tough one for them to get. And Saxons, need the points as well.
Yeah.
And, then Ocean View on Sunday playing against Cape Town City. And, we're talking about City and City being on a run. Ocean View on a run.
That'll be a very good game to watch, yeah. We must try to make an effort to get to that match. And then obviously matches run right through into next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I think Thursday also. So if you want to get all that fixtures, it's www.thefourthmoment.co.za. Have a look at the website for all that fixtures, right? Let's jump into the log quickly, Andrew. Greenwood still top of the log. Now 6 points clear with Junction Rovers in second spot with a game in hand on 43 points. Trinny's third spot. Silver Spurs in the top 5 at fourth, and FC Outbay completing it in fifth spot there.
Yeah, and Cape Town City have played the same number of games as Greenwood. They're 10 points behind. But there's still 12 games left, so anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Just go down to the bottom of the log there. I think this stream always want to see what's happening at the bottom. So Invincible on 12 points, bottom of the log, holding the rest of the log up there. And then 17th spot is Woodlands. 18 points. And then Milano, 18 points in 16th. 15th is Cape Moyo with JL Zwane, 18 points. And then Ocean View, now in 14th spot with 20 points.
Yeah, 2 points above the relegation zone. You know, we're pretty confident 3 teams will go down unless the top team goes up.
Yeah.
And you know, you're looking at it and you're saying Ocean View are now pulling themselves out of there.
Yeah.
And it looks like a 4-horse race for relegation.
Yeah. Andrew, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's been exciting action-packed show again.
It's like a bit long. Okay, so before we go, we're gonna obviously, if you've caught our video last week, we were at the Bayhill draw, the Premier Cup draw, which took place at the Civic Centre, and we had a chat to some various coaches. We're still getting those videos out, but yeah, we had a chat to the main guy, Mr. Rayan Ali, who's now the new tournament director for Bayhill, and as I said, we had a quick chat, and yeah, this is it. Hi guys, yes, we're still here at the Premier Cup 2023 Bayhill draw, and with me is the man himself, new tournament director, Mr. Rayan Ali. How did that go for you?
I think the night went well. Was a little bit nervous because we were expecting a couple more guests, but they eventually did arrive.
Okay.
So the night went extremely well. I'm very proud of the team and the events guys that put this thing together for us.
I know. Obviously, running a tournament like this is a lot of work. So we're not going to get in all that. You obviously got your plate full. But what are you looking forward to for this year's edition of the tournament?
I think for us, all of us look forward to seeing who the winner is.
Well, besides that,
because that's always the draw in the hat in the LOC.
Yeah.
So we try and throw a penny in the pot and figure out who it's going to be that's going to win the tournament. But I think there's been enhancements on our scrutiny and the registration system. So we're looking forward to see how that plays out. Last year we had a couple of hiccups with regards to timings and so on, and it's obviously a development in progress. So we're looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Yeah.
Okay. So the reason why I want to chat to you is I want you personally to tell the guys about Ethlone Stadium and how you want to fill up the stadium.
Oh, that's a nice gesture. So we. Okay, so for your community and your viewers that don't know the whole story, we were at Erika Park last year, as we are every year, and last year we had just come out of COVID, and there was this restriction on the amount of people that could go to Erika Park Stadium, and from the very first day we were at capacity at Erika Park. It's never ever happened before.
Okay.
And when I speak about capacity, Erika Park's capacity is 4,000. And we were pegging way over that capacity. If those of you that have been there, or you can obviously watch the match. I'm not going to give numbers, but you can watch the match that was recorded by Fourth Moment of last year, and you can see the amount of people that were there. So obviously this year, like the acting director spoke about early on, there's been such a grading at this venue, so now they're literally restricted by certification to this 4,000 number, and that means whoever has an event there is also restricted to this number. So it's a good thing that there's safer facilities and all these things for our patrons. But what we do know is that we definitely have more than 4,000 people coming there. So for example, on the last day, last year, the Monday, we had a better part of 8,000 people in the venue, and just before the final started, another 5,000 people came in, and we turned away 3,000 people. So it was a tough decision and a tough call to make, but somebody had to make it. So what we thought of doing this year is we applied to Athlone Stadium, we spoke to the city, we spoke to our partners, they said it's a good idea. We're taking the event to Athlone Stadium so that we can support our communities and support our supporters. Make sure that there's another SASRIA graded facility, and they can obviously come and enjoy the event. There's a space to sit down. There's going to be vendors and a whole lot of prize giveaways and so on. And what we've done in combination with selling tickets on web tickets, so you can just go onto web tickets, type in Premier Cup or Bayhill. The links will come up here, and you can buy a ticket. It's $50 for the ticket, but we obviously don't need all the money that's going to be made from filling the stadium. So we're going to be giving back money to the clubs that support us, and our initial thought was to support the clubs that were in the event, and then we opened it up to the greater football community, and that communication went out on Facebook and social media, and some correspondence obviously in between clubs. But the point is, your clubs can come, take 100 tickets from us.
At a minimum of 100.
A minimum of 100. That's basically our print parameters. So they'll take 100 tickets from us, and they'll go on and sell it at a profit, and they'll take a piece of that profit for them, and that way your community can support your club, and you don't have to have a jaw where somebody gets stabbed or whatever. You can just sell the tickets
Yeah,
that
watch
everybody
good
was going to
football.
buy anyway.
Yeah.
And that way you get the money
And
back.
how do those clubs get hold of to do
Okay,
that? How do they get hold
so
of?
you can email ticketing, not tickets, ticketing at premiercup-bayhill.co.za, or just send us a message on Facebook. Ask for
We'll take it from
Warren when you call our tournament office, and then they will help you and assist you get those tickets. Yeah.
Sure, okay, thanks Rayan. Okay guys, you heard it from the horse's mouth, so to say. Rayan Ali, tournament director. If you want to you need to fill up Athlone Stadium, get those tickets. And yeah, I think from the fourth moment, wishing the LOC everything of the best for the event. We will hopefully try to be there every day and try to highlight our local football. And thanks for the job that you guys are
Thank you,
doing.
Shamiel, and your team
for the LOC.
for your support over the years. I appreciate
problem,
it.
no problem.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Yeah, and that was the tournament director there, Rayan Ali, for the Premier Cup, Bayhill Premier Cup 2023, taking place between the 5th and the 10th of April. And take advantage of that club bulk ticket purchasing thingamajig they got that is spoken about. Andrew, that's it from us.
That's it.
Yeah.
A nice show.
Looking forward to this weekend's football. And before we go, we're going to say big thanks to Pequeno for sponsoring, obviously, with our panel, and also the official technical partner or sponsor of the Bayhill Premier Cup. Make sure to have a look when you go around the Easter weekend and all the goodies they have there in their store. And yeah, from my side, we'll see you next time.
Cheers.